Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Pat Live Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Mortal Realms video. It's week number 15. Well, I say week number 15, it's a lot later than that, it's about week number 20 now. But anyway, issue number 15 is here. And we've got more of that Sigmarite Mausoleum, which is pretty cool. And in fact, when I say we've got more of it, we've got the rest of it, it should be. So we've got the front gates, the side gates, side wall, corner parts, bits and pieces like that, which is pretty damn cool. Definitely needed. And that statue and bits and pieces like that, a couple of tombstones. Really good stuff. And then we've got all the base plates for it as well. So you've got base plates for certain issues. So the gatehouse goes on, kind of gates go on there. One of the buildings goes on top of there, statue on there, another building. And a couple of more other pieces, so that bit goes on top of one of the parts as well, which is pretty damn cool. Going to be really good to get going on this and finish off what I've been doing with the Sigmarite Mausoleum so far. So yeah, good stuff. Make sure you've got the gates from that original sprue as well, because they had to sit inside of there as well. So yeah, I've already pre-sprayed mine with light grey primer from Wilco's, which is far cheaper than say like Grey Sierra or Mechanica Standard Grey from Games Workshop, which is always good. So we can get going on it soon, and that video should be in a couple of days time, I hope. But yeah, on to the issue. My issue has a print error to it, so it's got a white border across the top of some pages and across the bottom of certain other ones, but it doesn't matter too much, I don't suppose. So this one, Sigmarite Mausoleum, part 2, out of 2. We're going to learn about the fresh sheet of quartz, some new rules as well. So, bit of cool stuff to go through. So, on to the next page. So, first page, straight off the bat, information about storm hosts. So, the Lightning Hawks, Celestial Warbringers, Anvils of the Helden Hammer, and the Crimson Seraphs. So, more of the storm hosts and different storm colourings that you can do and stuff like that. So as you can see, there's 3 of them with different style shields, so which you could buy these shields as kind of upgrade packs, and they came with the pauldrons as well for conversions and stuff like that. Although getting hold of these pieces now is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. Anvils of a Helden Hammer, so we've got kind of red robing and stuff like that on there, and the jet black armour. Really cool, a bit different, and yeah, different ways of painting, which is always nice. So if you've not painted up your storm host yet, you can try and work out how you want to paint them up, which is always good. Then of course more information to do with the storm host and the anvil, mainly the anvils of a Helden Hammer that they're going to focus on, as they are one of the kind of the bigger storm hosts, and the more common and the more heroic, and there's more heroic deeds from them and stuff like that. Realmgate Wars, so more information about Realmgate, and stories from the history of the Age of Chaos and the beginning of the Age of Sigmar itself. So yeah, Hammers of Sigmar were the first storm host to strike a blow against the forces of chaos. In Akshi, they crushed the armies of the blood god Khorne, which had them Khorne juggernauts and demons and bloodletters and everything like that, which were really cool models. The artwork is really nice as well. So you got the artwork up on Realmgate there, and Lord Celestar, Stardrake, or Draconif, might be with Draconif, and stuff like that. So, and a bit more of how they kind of went about it and everything like that, which is really cool. And then you've got information about the forces of death. So the Flesh Eater Courts, which are your abhorrent ghouls and zombie dragons and terrorgeists and stuff like that, which are really cool. You get Vargulfs, which are kind of like your bat-like huge vampire types, which are pretty cool. And the Flesh Eater Courts were also the vampires originally, which don't really see many of them anymore, which is a shame. It'd be nice to have more of the vampires back in the world of Sigmar and everything like world of Warhammer at least, but they probably will be back in Warhammer Old World when that gets released at some point, which will be really cool. So you got the Mordants and the Courtiers, so the Courtiers and Crypt Infernals and stuff like that, which are pretty cool, really good models. A bit fiddly to build and a bit fiddly to paint. In all honesty, I've got some of them and I haven't painted the vast majority of them in all honesty, but you get some really nice ones, and you can do a lot of weird stuff with them. So you can paint them kind of like mottled green flesh, or you can go for kind of like pinky, kind of dingy, horrible mottled pink flesh if you wanted to. And of course we've got a bit of story to do with the fighting between the agents of Sigmar against those crypt ghouls and stuff like that. How to paint on the new terrain pieces, up to you if you want to paint them the same way. I mean, they're using a Balan Black, Mechanica Standard Grey, Cantor Blue and Corax White, which, yeah, using a Balan Black, it's going to take you ages to go across that. Mechanica Standard Grey across that top piece from the Mausoleum, if you really want to do it that same way. Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it'll look pretty decent. It doesn't look too bad, but it looks quite dark. Not really my type of thing. I do like the kind of dark look to it, but I like it to have a bit more detail and a bit more dinginess looking to it as well, because you can paint them skulls in that piece there, and they've got candles on them. You can do something different with the roofs. Having it plain grey looks a bit dull, in my honest opinion. Yeah, you can do far better with it, so it's not too bad. Then of course, carrying on, you got the actual battle report itself. So you charge of a harrow. So this one is including pretty much all of the Sigmarite Mausoleum now, and not just small little sections of it. You've got your chain rasps and a single dreadblade harrow going up against castigators and a Celestar Ballistae. So with this, you've got 5 castigators out on the field, 2 ordinators and the Celestar Ballista as well, 10 chain rasps and 1 dreadblade harrow. So yeah, and then the battle report just goes through as per usual. Fairly easy to follow, pretty good as well. So you've got things like the movement and shooting and everything like that if you want to. Your dreadblades, of course, go a bit further than normal units, so there's new ways of playing with them. So because they have dreadblade, they have ghostly hooves and teeth and stuff like that, and they can fly, so don't forget that they can fly. So you can ignore objects as long as you can kind of make sure you move through them and everything. Yeah, so it's not too bad. Easy way of playing. You can kind of get through it all. You can gang up on enemies like they are on that dreadblade just there if you really want to as well. And that's pretty much it for the issue. So some good stuff. The next issue, so at the end of this month, issue number 16, you're going to get 2 more castigators and a few more sequitors as well. Nothing to shout home about, but he's going to reinforce it so you can have bigger armies later on. And then moving on to issue 17, the Dread Scythe Harridans. Cool units, I've never had them before. I've got some ideas how to paint them, but I'm not 100% sure of it yet. So I'm looking forward to getting these buggers. It should be really good. I'm looking forward to getting going on these pieces. It should be really good fun to kind of do these, paint them up and get them looking really cool. Don't forget you've got things like details like them roses growing upside, certain pieces like on there as well. But then you've also got them in there, which I'm not going to paint those the way, but I'm going to paint those. I'm going to paint them slightly different. You've got all these skulls that are like stacked in the wall pieces, and one actually inside the wall itself there. So you've got loads of little details that you can try and fit into it if you want to. Some really good stuff, and there's some little handy tips you can do with these walls as well to make it stand out a little bit better, look a bit cooler. These tombs, you can do them how you want them. you've got that tomb there, you can paint that up, and you've got the lid for it just there. It depends on how you want to do it. So you can have that lid on, or you can leave the lid off, and you've got that underneath it. You can leave it half on, half off if you wanted to. You can have it just resting on. Up to you. Completely up to you. But there are some cool little bits to do with this. It should be really, really good fun to get going with. But that's it from me today. As always, if you like these videos, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment down below with what you're doing with projects and everything like that. And yeah, that's it. I will catch you in the very near future with the majority of this pretty much painted up, hopefully. I've got a good part of it done already. It's just finishing off and doing all these now. That would be fun. Cool. Right, I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.